I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
It's about rejection and how to deal with rejection. When someone tells you that rejects you and tells you that you're not worthy of love, and how to
Well,
cope with that.
you have to build your own self-worth, Leisha. You're worthy of love. Every human being is worthy of love. Most people have a big chasm inside themselves when it comes to this. And when people reject them, you understand, and they get all upset and depressed and whatever about that, it just shows that there's something missing in them. Because if you have that self respect, if you have that self worth, if you've built that inside yourself, if your heart stays open, you understand? It doesn't matter what people say about you. They reject you, they don't reject, whatever they say, you have the capacity to deal with it. So if somebody does that to you, and you get really upset, that that person is showing you what you have to work on in yourself. And in many ways, that person is kind of in a strange way doing you a favor by revealing to you the fact that you get all upset because of rejection. And it's just something that, that is a sign, as you climb this spiritual mountain, you're given all kinds of directives and signs. And one of them is, can you deal with rejection? Life is full of rejection. Can you deal with it? Does it interrupt with, you know, the love you feel in yourself, the gratitude, the image you truly have of yourself, your self-worth as a human being? So instead of being upset at the person, you should say, thank you for teaching me something that I have to do about me. And when you learn to do that, you begin to recognize just about everything in life, no matter how terrible it appears to be, is an opportunity to grow spiritually. If you read it properly, and if you don't allow it to get inside you and take these things personally. The only way people can reject you is if you reject yourself. But if you have gotten stronger than that and you find your self-worth, doesn't matter what anybody says about you. You have the inner strength, spiritual connection, of your heightened humanity, love in your heart to understand that no, it's not true. I don't have to be defeated by other people's rejection. And the incredible thing in life is that, when you're really doing well in life, you will come up against a whole slew of people that are going to find a ton of faults with you. I mean, when I was younger, I mean, there was a guy who used to be a client of mine years ago, and he was a very interesting guy, and he would come and buy, kind of expensive sculptures for me, and he used to live up in Connecticut, and he would take them home with him, and actually, he didn't take them home. He used to send a limousine to pick up the sculpture and bring it back to him. And if he liked it, he kept it. If he didn't like it, he would send it back in a limousine. So this sculpture was an A1 client there. Anyway, he was kind of a funny guy, and he was involved in all this kind of trading in the stock market, which was against the law. And he got arrested by the FBI or the police or was it the SEC, some agency, and they wound up putting him in jail. And he was there in jail for about 2 or 3 years. We got out of jail. He came to see me, and he said to me, "Stuart, you know what's really funny?" I said to him, "What?" He said to me, "When I was not in jail, and I used to tell my parents, my family, I meditated. They all thought I was nuts. And they completely rejected me wanting to do something to benefit myself. He said, when I got put in jail, everybody came to me and told me, you better meditate. You better meditate. So it's just the way life is. People will, most people don't have terribly high self-worth. And they're willing and they're constantly finding fault with other human beings. And it's our job just to get stronger than it, not to allow other people's insecurity and problems to affect us in a deep way. And all they're telling us is you got to get stronger. You have to grow. If you're being affected by this, you have to grow, to the point where it doesn't matter what anybody says about you. You have the capacity not to allow them to put a corkscrew in your gut and pull out all your, you know, I mean, and this is one of the great things about that. Well, great. This is one of the things that happens when you do deep inner work and you truly become successful in your life. There are always people that are going to put you down. There are always people that are going to reject you. And you very often find it in your own family that they can't stand the fact that you are succeeding and they are living in a stagnant pool of water. And all those people are doing, God bless them, you got to say thank you to them. If they affect you in a way where you get upset, they're just telling you, hey, you haven't arrived yet. You have work to do on yourself. First thing you got to do is build your self-worth, who you are as a human being. And once you build that self-worth, people don't trespass anymore. They don't mess with you anymore. They try sometimes, but it doesn't work. So then they'll find somebody else to mess with. So don't be upset at those people, Alicia. I really mean it. They're telling you something about you that you have to do about you. And just continue to build a strong inner life, develop a chakra system. You will get past it. And when you get past it and it doesn't bother you anymore, these people will stop bugging you. They'll stop it. It's just one way of controlling another person. That's all it is. And I can tell you that what I'm talking about is possible because I went through it. I went through it. When I was a young man, I was a deeply insecure person, and I went through it. And when I finally met Rudy and he showed me a way to do it, oh man, I said, thank God for this. I can really have a way to fix me, to develop my self-worth, develop myself as a human being, and not allow other people's nonsense to affect my life. So that's what I suggest. Don't be angry at them. Bring them a flower. They're telling you about you. And then do the work in yourself to grow and build your self-worth, who you are as a human being. The fact that you can love, you can be loved. The fact that you can forgive and you have compassion for other human beings. That's all they're telling you. You have to build those things so that rejection no longer bothers you. And it's good because then you got to take responsibility on yourself for yourself. You can't blame it on other people. Okay, here's a problem I have. I will work on me and I will fix it. And it's part of spiritual development doing this. You have to be worthy of receiving higher energy in the universe. And if you're all upset because somebody said something about you you didn't like, all that energy just goes right past you. If your heart is open and you're grounded inside and the chakra system is working and developed inside, all that energy comes into you and it gets you more highly developed as a human being. And, just to finish this, one of the things that I've noticed about people is that people are adults, but emotionally like 7 and 8 years old. You know, they're 40, they're 30, they're 50, but inside they're like 7 years old, 8 years old. They have to grow up. They got to get everything working together, you know. And that's part of what other people show us. We have to do the work to build ourselves and get ourselves together. And we can't walk around expecting other people to do this for us. And once again, I'll tell you, all this energy, this meditation, it's only one thing. It's a filling station. I keep telling you this, and it's really kind of funny, but it's true. This class is a filling station. You come because you need the energy, you need to develop a chakra system. You need that energy to help you grow and get strong enough so that you can truly come to a place where your self-worth, just manifests. It's there. And people can't hurt you that way. That's all this class is. Forget about a spiritual life. The machine has to run, for God's sake, and it doesn't run real well on tension. So welcome to my filling station. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I think it's one of the best metaphors I ever came up with because it's true. Look, a refrigerator needs energy. A toaster needs energy. Everything needs energy. People walk around thinking they don't need anything. They should have arrived already just because they were born. And look at this world and what goes on in this world is beyond belief because nobody believes that they need energy. They need to go to the filling station somewhere, be it a church, a synagogue, a mosque, somewhere. They got to go and get energy in order to live their lives and to function on a high level of what it means to be a human being. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, can I just ask, if you can just speak for just another little minute about self-worth and how we absolutely know that we deserve love, like just for my mind.
Well, the first thing you have to do is quiet your mind. I mean, everything in your brain, your mind, your thinking process is polar. It's all about polar opposites. It's everything in conflict with everything else. That's where all the tension begins. And you have to learn how to quiet the mind. And part of the exercise that I teach is the first step is you bring the focal point of your attention to the chakra right below the navel. And energy of the mind is a really powerful energy. And it's an energy that's killing everybody. But you can take that energy inside yourself and use it to open the core of your being, the chi, the foundation of your being. And that will give you rootedness inside. It'll give you a strength inside that ordinary life doesn't allow one to live with. And that's the first step. The mind gets quiet. Then, when you have that rootedness inside, just gratitude opens the heart, and the heart can stay open. And when the heart stays open, you will find yourself. You will find you will begin to truly like and love yourself and who you are as a human being. And then other people will see that and they'll begin to like and love you. And there'll be less rejection in your life, and there'll be less of all of that jealousy and bullshit that goes on in the world. But you have to do it. You have to build a system that enables you to function that way. And the whole way that people treat you will change. It'll change. But you got to build that grounding, and the mind, which is killing everybody, it is such a tense place. You bring that energy here. You use your will, you focus your attention, and you bring your energy down, and it becomes like a surgical instrument that will open the core of your being. And you'll have a power inside yourself that you don't ordinarily feel. That strength, that rootedness allows the heart to open. And all it takes is gratitude. And when the heart's open, hey, no problem about finding self-worth. No problem. No problem about having humility, having compassion, having love for yourself and other people. But it's the work that each and every one of us has to do on ourselves that makes this possible. And without the work, we all know what's possible. Total chaos, total internal chaos. That's what we project out in the world, and that's what comes back to us. So the one thing, just to finish this, that we're all up against is ourselves. We have to make a commitment. I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn this. I have to master my internal chaos. Well, the rest of my life is going to be this. I mean, when I was studying with my teacher, I can't tell you how difficult it was to study and be around Rudy. It was, his energy was so powerful. I used to walk out, I got to get out of here. And then I would say, well, where are you going to go? Who's going to do for you in your life what he's doing for you in your life? And he's just reminding you the work that you have to do on yourself. And I kept going back for more and more until I finally got past me. I got past me. And I'll never forget the day that happened. I met him on the stairwell in his going into the ashram there on 10th Street, and came up and he gave me a big hug. And he realized I had gotten past it. And he said, Stuart, you're my favorite here. It touched me very deeply because he busted my ass for years. you know. And it's not that I want to promote myself, but I'm just saying what happens when you do the work. The whole world around you begins to treat you differently. And you also develop a great capacity to say no to people. You don't have to please people if they're doing crazy things to you. Say, no, you're trespassing. I need to be treated better than this. And you don't do it with anger, you do it with love. Said, what you have done to me for the last 5 years has made me get stronger. And now that I built the strength, I want to thank you, but I don't need you trespassing anymore, doing what you've been doing to me. And you can do that with your parents, you can do that with your friends, with your children, with your, but you do it with love. You're not angry at them. They helped you grow. And then a spiritual life starts. First, we have to become human, and a spiritual life begins. But the first step is learning how to be human. Does anyone else have a question? But I just have one announcement to make. Next, not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm having a retreat here in honor of Rudy Samadhi. It was the day that Rudy passed on the 21st. And then afterwards, I have a lot of people that are going to be staying here for healing purposes. But around the middle of, about the 5th, 6th, 7th of March, I'm going to take 10 days to 2 weeks off. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I've taken vacations, but this very hard job I have here doing what I'm doing. So I'm going to take some time off, and I'll be back, I guess, around the middle of March. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I just want to announce this so I don't surprise anybody. Well, where's Stuart? Oh my God. He's supposed to be here. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no
I,
more,
I have one question.
yes.
Do you have your favorite?
Do I have my who?
Favorite, like you were favorite to your teacher? I'm just kidding.
I ain't telling.
I know.
I ain't telling. Look, everyone who's in this class gets 100% of my commitment. Everyone. I don't have to like you. I don't have to dislike you. You're here for one purpose, and that's to get to God. You have 100% of my commitment. And there's no likes and dislikes when I do this meditation.
I
And
know.
I really mean that. No
I
like.
trust you. I
I
just
told
want.
you last class, Flora, I like you.
Thank you. I know. And I like you.
So like yourself now. That's more important.
I will. I try.
Anyway, that's the truth of this class. It's 100% commitment. I don't have to like you. I'm not running, as Rudy said, he wasn't running for Miss America here. I'm not, I'm here to do my service to a higher energy in the universe. You're here to get whatever I can possibly transmit to you so that you can build a connection with God. And there are no favorites in this class. And never will be. Everybody gets the best that I can possibly give of myself. And yeah, people do things for me that are, I mean, God knows, there are people that do things for me that are extraordinary, and they really touch my heart that way. And yes, but when this class goes on, it's just everybody gets 100% of my commitment to serve a higher energy in the universe. So I just want that to be clear. And Rudy didn't tell me that during class. We were standing on 10th Street,
I want just to
cars going by,
to
people.
make you to laugh a bit. I knew that you want answer for that.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions or anything? Okay, God bless you all. Thank you. There'll be meditation on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
weekend.
Thank you
God
for
bless you too.
taking care of
Thank
yourself, Stuart. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Steph.
you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
you.
God bless
Thank
you
you.
all.
God bless you.